Hey friends, so I'm about to give you some tips and tricks to help you create your futuristic portrait. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to need is a base for your collage. Okay, a base is basically the paper that you glue everything onto. Okay, so you're going to pick what color you like. I'm going to give you guys a few choices. You could draw right on the background if you wanted it to be patterned. Like say if you used a black piece of paper, you could draw little stars on it. I chose this green paper, but I didn't want it to just be plain green. I wanted to create a pattern, so I used some markers on top of the green paper to draw a pattern for my base or my background. Okay, so I've got that. That is step one. The next step is to create a head for the portrait. Okay, and so this portrait doesn't have to be a self-portrait. It doesn't need to be of you. It could be of anyone, someone from your imagination, someone from the future, maybe someone from your family, anyone, okay? So I'm gonna give you guys a bunch of choices of different papers to use. Pick the one that you like. I liked this one. This color was really pretty. When you create the head shape, you might want to draw it first, okay? And it's kind of like an oval that's a little bit skinnier on the bottom, like where the chin would be, kind of like an upside down egg, I would say. Okay, so I might give you a stencil to use, okay? So once you cut out your head shape, you can figure out where you want to place it on the page. You're also going to want to have a small rectangle or some other shape to use for the neck, all right? Portraits look kind of weird unless you have a neck, okay? So the best idea is just to place it kind of in the center, like that. Notice I'm not going to glue anything down until I've pretty much decided exactly where I want everything to go. I guarantee that you're going to change your mind probably 10 times. So if you start gluing stuff down right away, you're going to have to peel it back up. You're going to ruin the background. You're going to waste material. So don't glue anything until you have everything placed where you want it. Okay, so now that we have this, the next thing you can do is create some hair. So you can give your person any color hair you want. You can use another shade of brown. You can use black, you can use blue, rainbow, anything you want. A great tip for making hair, giving the hair a nice texture, instead of cutting it, is to tear it. Okay, so my person is going to have black hair, and I'm going to tear it like this. And then you just start placing it. Doesn't that look nice? You can create kind of like the look of dreadlocks. Place it anywhere you want. You're just going to want to make sure that you have enough to cover the top of the head and, you know, a little bit on the side of the head. Unless you want your person to not have hair at all, that's also okay. So this is completely up to you. All right. So you're going to rip enough paper so you have the idea for the hair. So I actually already did all these steps. So I'm just going to bring this stuff over here, start placing it how I want it. It's nice to overlap things. Okay, I think I like it like that. All right, the next thing you might want to consider is making some type of shirt or costume or clothing for your person. I used this paper. I really loved the colors. It looked kind of futuristic, like the collages we've been looking at. So I took two different pieces and I rounded out the corners for the shoulders, because people's shoulders aren't completely square. Usually the shoulders are rounded. So I already cut that, so I'm gonna make sure that it lines up on the bottom. You might want to bring the neck in front, or you might want to keep it behind. I think mine's going to be, see, I'm going to move this up a little bit. See how it's nice to be able to move it around? If it was completely glued down, I would be stuck with wherever place I put it in the beginning. So this one, I think I'm going to slide this one behind. Move that back up. Okay, I think that looks pretty good to me. All right, so the next thing you're gonna do is start thinking about some of the smaller details, right? We were looking at this amazing artist that created really cool goggles and glasses out of recycled materials. I have these pipe cleaners. I'm gonna give you some different types of wires like this. We have some different types of plastic and fun stuff that you guys will be able to look through if you want to create glasses. I created these just by twisting it around like this, and then I kind of made a knot like this, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come around, go through again. Oh, one's a little bit bigger than the other, but you know what? That's okay. I kind of like the way that looks. You can also cut this wire with scissors pretty easily. Okay, so place it there. I like the way that looks, but I'm gonna go with the ones that I made before. All right, so now you can start looking through some of the smaller papers that you might have in front of you. Please, whatever you do, don't take like a fancy piece of paper like this, draw a circle in the middle, and then cut your little circle out and then put it back, right? Because that's such a terrible waste of paper. If you want to cut something, if you want like a little piece of this, cut a little piece off first of whatever you need, and then put this back for someone else to use. Okay, so we can all share and we can all use the cool materials together. Then what you might want to do, say you want to create like lips or a mouth out of this iridescent blue. You could turn it over, draw it, and then cut it out. That's one way, right? I actually found this patterned paper and I decided to make my mouth out of this patterned paper. I love the way that looks. You could create the nose or the eyes out of paper. I actually drew the nose with crayon. That step will be up to you as well. You can use some of these images that I printed out, figure out if you want to place them somewhere in the collage, however you like. Very last, you're going to decide if you want to use some of these smaller little detailed things at the very end. Okay, and then once you figure out where you want to put everything, then you are going to carefully start gluing your stuff down. Okay, and when we glue things down, I'm going to carefully slide these over. I'm going to remember where they go. When you use a glue stick, you do not need to coat the entire back with glue. All you need to do is put some around the edge. Maybe you can go like this, boop, boop, like that. That's more than enough, okay? You don't need to cover the whole thing. And you can carefully place it down. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same thing with all these other pieces of paper. I'm actually gonna put this on the back of, on the background and see if I can hold it down like that. Same thing, I'm gonna figure out how I had it, kind of visualize it in my mind, how I had it, and then attach. and so forth. Okay, so if you don't have enough time to glue all the things down, which you probably won't, that is okay. You're just gonna put your collage with your name on the back by the windowsill to dry, so that the papers don't get glued to anything. When it's dry, we can put it in a folder so you can continue working on it next time. If you have small pieces like this, like these are some eyes and some other things that I really wanted to use, that's okay. We're gonna put the little pieces that we didn't get a chance to glue down, we're gonna put those in a Ziploc bag with your name on it, and you'll be able to finish gluing them down the next time. Okay, last but not least, make sure that you look on the floor and pick up any little pieces of paper that you might have left. Okay, we have to be polite and conscientious, and make sure that we don't leave garbage for other people to have to clean up after us, okay? This is gonna be so fun, and I can't wait to see what you guys all create. All right, thanks for watching.